With each and every holy, sacred in-breath and out-breath, we stop and we remember the cosmic in-breath and out-breath. The very in-breath and out-breath that our divine Earth Mother, the inhalation of new creative powers and the exhalation of new creations. The very rebirth, the exhalation and the breathing in of the inhalation is a cosmic and a divine memory imprint. And so we remind you, beloveds, that as you walk your path of unfoldment in higher consciousness upon the earth, indeed an earth of great illusion, an earth of miscreations, an earth of imbalances, you are transcendent to the higher truth, the cosmic truth. And how you tap into this, how you align yourself with this is the memory of the cosmic breath of which it is that you breathe. It moves and expands the lungs of the biology. And in the exhalation, it constricts it. All part of the higher cosmic in-breath, the breath of Brahma, the breath of Brahma. And so, beloveds, there is the great in-breath, the great cosmic in-breath. And in this cosmic in-breath, there is many changes, many realignments, many integrations, and a great preparation for what will be the cosmic outbreath of indeed new creations, new visions, new opportunities, new levels of service. And so we can remind you, beloveds, that as you have the macrocosm of the cosmic breath, so too is the microcosm of your own breath. They are inseparable, for they are one in the same. And so we encourage you to be those conscious breathers. In fact, there are many who have studied the breath and the true knowledge of the breath of life, the breath of creation. In the higher knowledge and wisdom, so much can be done with the breath. The breath can transcend any situation. The breath can bring balance and peace in the most chaotic of circumstances. And so we say to you, beloveds, it is the mastery of the breath that brings you along your path of mastery and light. And so now we breathe the sacred in-breath with a new reverence and understanding of the expansiveness of what it is a part and of what you are a part. And so when there are beloveds that come and share space, they share space, they share breath. Because in the end, it is one organism of creation of all things. And so we become more mindful of our breath. We research about the breath, how we use the breath to keep us centered and to keep us balanced. The breath indeed impacts the very physiology of the human biology. It impacts the emotional body as well as the mental. And so, beloveds, we say, to you who master the understanding and the wisdom of the breath, it will take you far on your path. Deep meditation requires the rhythmic in-breath and out-breath that is steady and rhythmic. And so, as you walk your path of light, as divine, brilliant creators that you are, you remember the breath, what it is aligned to, what it is part of, to assist you in the understanding of your role and indeed your magnificence, your presence upon the earth and way, way beyond the earth. The in-breath and out-breath is like a pulsing. It is the pulsing of your own soul, a pulsing that sends a message, a pulsing that is rhythmic, a pulsing that triggers a distant memory embedded within your own DNA, embedded within the integral system of your physical body, embedded into the many subtle layers of who and what you are. For there are always, always constant reminders, if you pay attention, of who you are. So, beloveds, pay attention to the breath. Allow the breath to expand you. Allow the breath to move you on your path of light and discovery. Make the breath allow you to be balanced, to transcend fear or concern or challenges. Use the breath to make known the unknown, for it is your steady steed and guide along the pathway to the heavenly realms, along the pathway to the cosmic layers of the myriad of worlds. And so now, as you breathe each and every sacred in-breath and out-breath, as you come into a higher and new awareness of this sacred gift and indeed tool to move you along on your path. See here now a beautiful, beautiful rainfall of light. See in your spiritual eye a beautiful, steady, nourishing rain. But this is not rain or indeed water element from the earth. This is from the higher levels of the Australian level, from where the music of the spheres are. It is a higher dimensional level that interacts with the energetics for those who are attuned upon the earth. And sometimes you will see these flashes of light that come into your mind's eye. Sometimes when you hear music that soothes the soul, there is an overtone of indeed the music of the spheres. And we bring this to you now in your cosmic memory, for you have experienced this, and this is the soothing balm that you can draw upon in your day-to-day activities in a bustling world with so many dynamics, so many things to pay attention to, and seems that it is speeding up. But as you look at the world of illusion, use the tools of the sacred breath. Use the tool of the strailing lights that come and rain upon you to refresh you, to cleanse you, to heal you, to buoy you up. Tapping into this part that is accessible to you. Learning how to maneuver in a physical world whose density is way more heavier, and the gravity that pulls upon your physical, mental, and emotional body. But yet there is a transcendent frequency. And we say to you, beloveds, as you begin to use your spiritual tools, you will be guided how to keep and remain in that frequency, that indeed you can be in the midst of chaos and be at peace. But even more so than that, as you hold the peace, as you hold the balance, you contribute into the environment that you find yourselves. But beyond the environment where you find yourselves, you contribute to the collective. And it is the collective, beloveds, that we want to move into the higher frequencies of these energetic, strailing lights, tapping into the music of the spheres, tapping into the harmonics of the cosmos that brings balance, that brings peace, and brings the higher vision. So as you walk your path of light, as you truly knock on the door, as you put one step in front of the other and choose to make known the unknown, brilliant, magnificent gifts come to you. Your cosmic memory returns. Your dreams become more telling, tapping into these higher frequencies of the strailing light, reaching out to you as you reach out to it for illumination, for understanding, for you to be the highest service that you can be in following your soul pulse that only you, beloveds, can do individually. And as you are in your Dharma, that which you have a faint memory of the skills and the abilities that you've come into the world with, to use, to help, that the alignments and the agreements, the collaborations, that is with you, to be clear on your very specific role that only you can play. And as you combine that with the family of light, the various collaborations, agreements, there are no accidents. The people who come in, out, and interweave into your life, all are purposeful. And it is a triggering mechanism. It is to wake you up. It's to move you forward, to be able to tap into the higher frequencies of which you can reach as you walk your path of light. And as you do this, as you are able not only to touch it in a fleeting way, but to hold it and maintain it. You beloveds, using the breath, tapping into the higher Australian energies, where the music of the spheres and the most beautiful geometries and harmonics reside, that you can hold this paradise indeed, embodiment upon the physical earth. You can touch and heal and help and assist all beings who cross your path, as you are able to maintain this frequency. That is your path of mastery. We're no longer triggers of miscreations, distortions. Move in and rattle you. For you come and stay in the frequencies of the high Australian light. You stay in the frequency of the harmonics of the music of the spheres. You stay in the frequency of the paradise worlds, the angelic ones and the radiant ones, ever present, ever with you. And as you perceive beyond the physical constrictions, as you strive, your striving calls upon that which you strive to come to you. It requires your ever concerting effort, the love that calls you to say, I am here and I can make a difference in a most tremendous and wonderful way by being in my peace, being in my balance, and being what I'm able to do at the highest frequency. Yes, for as you raise your light quotient, so too your impact on the world is that more profound, to where the world no longer can control you or trigger you, because you stay in the realm of the Australian light, the music of the spheres and the most radiant ones. And you can look at a depressed environment and the people, and simply by you holding this frequency, you bring an alchemy of change. It is for you to remember this level that you feel now in this moment, this perfect peace, this perfect balance, this joy, this sense of bliss, this memory that doesn't go away, for it is embedded within the very being of yourself. It is that soul pulse that calls you, that says whatever challenge you're facing, you can transcend it. You can move through it with ease and grace. Remember the tools of the sacred in-breath and out-breath. Remember the tools of consciousness in meditation and holding the frequency of the Australian light, the light that you are part of, to bring it fuller from the macro to the micro in a communion of true transcendental bliss. It's not necessary to go into samadhi as known in the East. You can be a walking meditation. You can take those quiet times and go deep, but you can also meditate consciously, doing activities, by maintaining this frequency, beloveds. And we say to you and encourage you to work at this, to keep it going, to put one step in front of the other, and to have it as your heart's desire. For when you call out in frequency, that frequency comes back to you. Remember the strailing lights. Remember the music of the spheres. Remember the radiant ones. Remember the paradise worlds. Remember that sense of joy, bliss, and wonderment. Bring it forth within you to be of the highest service to the world that has forgotten. And as you do, beloveds, you draw upon the self so much loving support, so much honoring, so much nurturing. So we ask you now in this moment to continue to breathe the sacred breath. And what comes forth now, have you seen this rain of light upon you? Now see this rain of light does not come from the water element, but it comes from the strailing light of streaks of light like rain. And now we come together as the Ami Shaddai, the family of light, and we send forth this rain of light upon the earth. See clearly and use your power to create images and pictures, another spiritual tool, using the imagery that's endemic within you. And see as from out of space, the blue-white pearl on the arm of a Wilkie Ray Galaxy, our own Hum Nam Ku. And see this rain that has been raining upon us, this light, that we collectively now can hold the frequency of this light and rain it onto the earth. And as you see this rain of light now healing all things, balancing all things, nurturing all things, bringing peace to all things, bringing balance to all things, bringing a new regenerance of all things, a new vision to all things, a new opportunity to all things. You hold the higher world vision of the new earth. We acknowledge the radiant ones who stand beside us now, encircling us, as in concentric circles, as the rain of light rains upon us and as we rain it to our Earth Mother, the beautiful Gaia, the beautiful Terra, Pachamama, to raise her frequency in all of her life, to take her position in the galactic worlds of light. And now the thought of the return does come. And with that, the electromagnetic fields are drawn in by those in the higher realms, slowly releasing us from this embrace and communion of love, so we can focus in coming more directly into our physical, mental, and emotional body, even as the Australian lights go back to its source. We make note of the frequency and the energy that we have just experienced. And before we go to bed and fall asleep, bring the experience to mind so it continues in our sleep state. So we are mindful of our breath, and we will be mindful of this experience and take its recommendation of developing this anchoring of the higher level and sustaining it with practice. We prepare ourselves to come back. And on the count of 3, we will be back, awake and alert. 1, 2, take a deep breath in, and 3, we are back. We are awake, we are alert, we are grounded.